being recognized in certain situations. You like a certain amount of privacy. And, no, but I enjoy it. Don't get me wrong.
Robert De Niro, born August 17, 1943 in New York City, stands as a titan among actors. His name synonymous with excellence in the craft of acting. With a career spanning over 5 decades, De Niro has etched himself into the annals of cinematic history as one of the greatest performers of all time. His ability to inhabit a wide array of characters with such authenticity and depth is unparalleled. From the gritty intensity of Travis Bickle in Taxi Driver to the transformative portrayal of Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull, De Niro's performances have left an incredible impression on audiences worldwide. What sets De Niro apart is his unwavering commitment to his roles. He's known for his relentless preparation, often undergoing physical transformations or immersing himself in the nuances of his characters' lives. Whether it's learning new languages, perfecting accents, or gaining or losing significant weight, De Niro's dedication to his craft knows no bounds. Beyond his remarkable acting abilities, his range is astounding. He effortlessly transitions between genres, seamlessly embodying characters in dramas, comedies, thrillers, and everything in between. This versatility speaks to his innate talent and willingness to take risks in pursuit of artistic excellence. Throughout his illustrious career, De Niro has amassed a staggering number of accolades, including 2 Academy Awards for Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor, as well as numerous other honors from prestigious institutions like the Golden Globes and BAFTA. But perhaps De Niro's greatest legacy lies not only in the awards he has won or the iconic characters he's brought to life, but in the profound impact he's had on the art of acting itself. He's set the standard by which all actors are measured, inspiring generations of performers to strive for greatness. He's not just a great actor, he's a legend whose influence on cinema will endure for years to come. The start of something special. Robert De Niro began his career in the 1960s and had minor roles in films such as 3 Rooms in Manhattan and La Jeune Loup. His first major role was in a satire called Greetings, which was directed by a then newcomer named Brian De Palma. It was the first time that De Niro and De Palma worked together, and eventually the 2 of them would both become stars in their own right. Greetings was a satire of life in America post the Vietnam War and Kennedy assassination. It captured the zeitgeist and showed the darkness of American life through humor at the time. Robert De Niro played John Rubin, a peeping Tom and filmmaker. He won praise for his role and would later reprise this role in another Brian De Palma film called Hi Mom, released in 1970. That same year, he appeared in the film Bloody Mama, directed by Roger Corman and starring Shelley Winters and Bruce Dern. He continued to get steady work in the 1970s, including appearing in films such as Jennifer on My Mind, Born to Win, and The Gang That Couldn't Shoot Straight. He won praise for his role in the hit film Bang the Drum Slowly. But while De Niro was slowly but surely sustaining himself as an actor, he hadn't yet received a meaty role that would allow him to showcase his full genius. That is, until he met an aspiring filmmaker, also from New York, named Martin Scorsese. De Niro and Scorsese. Martin Scorsese had made a few short films and a couple features, including Boxcar Bertha, produced by Roger Corman, and his own film Who's That Knocking at My Door, which starred Harvey Keitel. Scorsese and his friend and collaborator Mardik Martin worked together to pen a screenplay called Mean Streets. It would star Harvey Keitel as Charlie Kappa. His best friend, Johnny Boy, would be played by De Niro. The film was a huge hit, and over 50 years later is still considered to be one of the finest American films ever made. After the release of Mean Streets, Robert De Niro was considered a genius, and while he was still early in his career, he was lauded as one of the best actors of his generation. This is when the roles started coming his way, and was the beginning of a career that has lasted almost 60 years and has produced hit after hit. Robert De Niro's career, the 70s and 80s. Let's now have a look at some of the other great roles that Robert De Niro has had with Martin Scorsese, as well as with other directors. Following Mean Streets, De Niro appeared in a film that would define his career and one which still haunts moviegoers today. This was a Martin Scorsese film based on a screenplay by Paul Schrader. The film was Taxi Driver, and Robert De Niro played Travis Bickle. The film depicted a lonely taxi driver who observes the darkness and ugliness that pervades the streets of New York. He eventually meets a young girl named Iris and tries to save her from her proprietor, Sport, played by Harvey Keitel. This extremely dark film was perfect for the 1970s when audiences were willing to watch films with darker subjects. It was when proper actors could become stars. It was when character was larger than the actor. One could say that Robert De Niro was born at the right time for this dynamic change in American cinema. 2 years later, he followed this role with the role of a young Don Vito Corleone in The Godfather Part II. In this role, he spoke solely in Italian and received a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his work. He was 33 years old, and he'd been working as an actor for a little less than a decade. Yet, his impact was so great that even when he wasn't acting in English, his performance was worthy of an Oscar, and it certainly wasn't his last. Other great films that De Niro appeared in during the 1970s include New York, New York, The Last Tycoon, 1900, and of course, The Deer Hunter. And he certainly didn't slow down when the 80s came around. The 80s saw De Niro acting in films like The King of Comedy, True Confessions, Falling in Love, Brazil, Angel Heart, Midnight Run, and The Untouchables, where he gave perhaps the best on-screen performance as gangster Al Capone. But of course, the 1980s was the same decade where De Niro created two of his most famous characters. One was Noodles in Once Upon a Time in America, Sergio Leone's epic gangster drama. And of course, there was the film portrayal of boxer Jake LaMotta in Raging Bull, which won De Niro his Oscar for Best Actor. Raging Bull, like Taxi Driver, and like so many of De Niro's films, is considered to be one of the greatest films ever made. Robert De Niro's career, the 90s. De Niro's acting could be described as fine wine. It just gets better as he ages. While not every film is a hit, there hasn't been a decade in his career where he hasn't appeared in a masterpiece, and the 90s was no different. Early on in the 90s, he teamed up with Scorsese once again to appear in 3 great films. The decade started off with his appearance in another one of the greatest American films of all time, Goodfellas. In it, he played real-life gangster Jimmy Conway. The film was another hit, and once again he collaborated with Scorsese as well as with his friend and frequent co-star Joe Pesci. The film is widely considered one of the greatest gangster films of all time. The next year, De Niro and Scorsese teamed up once again and took a big risk. They decided to remake a classic Hollywood picture. To remake an already successful film that's loved by so many is a bold and daring move. In other words, they were treading dangerous waters, which was perhaps fortuitous since a huge section of this film takes place on dangerous waters. The film they remade was Cape Fear. Nick Nolte took on the role of Sam Bowden, originally played by Gregory Peck, while De Niro took on the role of Max Cady, originally played by Robert Mitchum. The film was a hit. It has managed to largely avoid comparisons to the original and is seen as a standalone film. Robert De Niro altered his appearance drastically and put on a heavy Southern accent for the role of Max Cady. Once again in this film, he proved why he's one of our greatest actors. Another collaboration with Scorsese, and once again also featuring Joe Pesci, was the 1995 film Casino, which was also based on a book by Nicholas Pileggi, who wrote the book which Goodfellas was based on. In Casino, Robert De Niro played Ace Rothstein, who runs a casino in Las Vegas on the request of the mafia. By the end of the century, Robert De Niro could best be described as a living legend. He continued to give great performances during this time, and he was now an inspiration for many other actors who aspired to make it big one day. It was also around this time that he tried his hand at directing. De Niro's illustrious career is a testament to his versatility, dedication, and mastery of his craft. Across a wide array of genres and roles, he's captivated audiences with his depth, authenticity, and sheer talent. From iconic performances in crime dramas to memorable character portrayals in comedies and dramas, De Niro's contributions to cinema are unparalleled. Let's delve into some of his other notable films in the 90s. In the 1990 film Awakenings, Robert De Niro delivers an unforgettable performance as Leonard Lowe, a patient suffering from encephalitis lethargica. Directed by Penny Marshall and based on Oliver Sacks's memoir, the film explores the true story of patients who were miraculously revived from a catatonic state. De Niro's portrayal is poignant and nuanced, capturing the frustration, hope, and resilience of a man trapped in his own body. His chemistry with co-star Robin Williams, who plays the compassionate Dr. Malcolm Sayer, adds depth to the film's exploration of humanity, making Awakenings a powerful and deeply affecting cinematic experience. In A Bronx Tale in 1993, De Niro not only starred but made his directorial debut as well. Set in the Bronx during the 1960s, the film explores the complexities of relationships and morality through the lens of a young boy torn between the influence of his working-class father and a local mobster. De Niro's portrayal of Lorenzo Anello, a hard-working bus driver trying to instill values in his son, showcases his ability to embody characters with both strength and vulnerability. In This Boy's Life in '93, De Niro delivers a powerful performance as Dwight Hansen, a volatile and abusive stepfather. Based on a memoir by Tobias Wolff, the film explores the tumultuous relationship between Dwight and his stepson, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, capturing the emotional complexities of domestic dysfunction. De Niro's portrayal is chillingly authentic, showcasing his ability to inhabit characters with depth and complexity. His versatility is further showcased in Frankenstein in '94, where he takes on the role of Victor Frankenstein, the brilliant but tormented scientist obsessed with creating life. His portrayal brings a depth of humanity to the character, exploring the ethical implications of his actions and the consequences of playing God. Despite the film's mixed reception, De Niro's performance is a standout, infusing the classic tale with emotional resonance. In Heat, De Niro shares the screen with fellow acting powerhouse Al Pacino in a gripping crime saga directed by Michael Mann. As Neil McCauley, a seasoned thief on a collision course with a determined detective, played by Pacino, De Niro delivers a nuanced performance that explores themes of loyalty, obsession, and moral ambiguity. His chemistry with Pacino elevates the film to iconic status, cementing it as a classic of the crime genre. The Fan in 1996 sees De Niro take on the role of Gil Renard, an obsessive sports fan whose idolization of a baseball player spirals into dangerous obsession. His portrayal captures the unraveling psyche of a man consumed by fandom, blending elements of suspense and psychological thriller. Despite mixed reviews, De Niro's performance is a standout, showcasing his ability to inhabit complex and morally ambiguous characters. In Sleepers, 1996, De Niro delivers a haunting performance as Father Bobby, a compassionate priest who becomes embroiled in a dark conspiracy involving abuse and revenge. Based on a true story, the film explores themes of trauma, justice, and redemption, with De Niro's portrayal adding emotional depth to the narrative. His chemistry with the ensemble cast, including Brad Pitt and Kevin Bacon, elevates the film to a powerful and thought-provoking drama. Marvin's Room in 1996 sees De Niro in a poignant family drama alongside Meryl Streep and Leonardo DiCaprio. As Dr. Wally, a caring physician grappling with his own mortality, De Niro delivers a heartfelt performance that explores themes of love, forgiveness, and the bonds of family. His chemistry with Streep and DiCaprio adds emotional resonance to the film, making it a standout in De Niro's diverse filmography. Wag the Dog in '97 sees De Niro in a satirical comedy directed by Barry Levinson. As Conrad Breen, a spin doctor tasked with diverting attention from a presidential scandal, De Niro brings his trademark gravitas to the role, balancing humor with sharp political commentary. His dynamic performance alongside Dustin Hoffman adds comedic flair to the film's biting satire. Copland in '97 sees De Niro in a gritty crime thriller directed by James Mangold. As Mo Tilden, a seasoned cop investigating corruption in a small town, De Niro delivers a nuanced performance that explores themes of duty, honor, and betrayal. His portrayal adds depth to the film's ensemble cast, showcasing his ability to command the screen with authority and gravitas. Jackie Brown in '97 sees De Niro reunite with Quentin Tarantino in a stylish crime drama based on Elmore Leonard's novel Rum Punch. As Louis Guerra, a small-time criminal caught in a web of deception, De Niro delivers a subdued yet compelling performance that adds depth to the film's ensemble cast. His chemistry with co-star Bridget Fonda adds tension and intrigue to the film's intricate plot, making it a standout in De Niro's esteemed filmography. Ronin, released in '98, sees De Niro in a different light as a skilled mercenary embroiled in a high-stakes heist. His portrayal of Sam, a mysterious and resourceful ex-intelligence officer, adds depth to the fast-paced action thriller. De Niro's trademark intensity shines through in his portrayal of a man navigating a treacherous world of espionage and betrayal. In Analyze This in '99, De Niro takes on the role of Paul Vitti, a feared mob boss who unexpectedly seeks the help of a psychiatrist, Dr. Ben Sobel, played by Billy Crystal. De Niro's portrayal of Vitti showcases his comedic chops as he navigates the challenges of therapy while dealing with the pressures of his criminal empire. De Niro brings his trademark intensity to the role, infusing Vitti with a mix of menace and vulnerability that adds depth to the character. His interactions with Crystal's character are at the heart of the film. What sets De Niro's performance apart is his ability to balance the film's comedic elements with moments of genuine emotion and introspection. As Vitti grapples with his insecurities and struggles to reconcile his violent tendencies with the desire for a normal life, De Niro brings a sense of humanity to the character that resonates with audiences. In each of these films, De Niro demonstrates his remarkable range and versatility as an actor. Whether he's playing a hardened criminal, a conflicted father, or a tormented scientist, De Niro brings a depth of humanity and authenticity to his roles that captivates audiences and cements his status as one of the greatest actors in the history of cinema. Robert De Niro's career, the 2000s and beyond, a time of hits and flops. By now, you probably have the impression that De Niro was unstoppable. Save for a few flops like New York, New York, and a few films with mixed reviews, almost every movie he had been in was a hit, and his characters had become immortal. His acting was so good, you almost felt like being Travis Bickle's friend, or laughing at Rupert Pupkin's jokes, or even complimenting Max Cady on his teeth. The 2000s also brought great performances like Analyze That, where he reprised his role as Paul Vitti. And who can forget Meet the Parents and its sequels, in which he gave one of his best performances as Jack Burns. This role was one of the few comedy roles he had done and helped his transition to more of them. It was a welcome change for audiences, and the film was a major box office success. It introduced De Niro to many new fans. But the 2000s and 2010s weren't as rosy as the previous decades. It also saw some flops like The Score, even though he starred alongside Edward Norton and the legendary Marlon Brando. Films like Showtime, What Just Happened, Righteous Kill, Machete, Stone, and Freelancers just didn't cut it. Of course, he did have a few successes in between. He directed The Good Shepherd, which won huge critical acclaim. He acted in Silver Linings Playbook, in which he played Bradley Cooper's father. And interestingly enough, when De Niro appeared on Inside the Actor's Studio, a young Bradley Cooper asked him a question about acting.
How you doing, Mr. De Niro? My name is Bradley Cooper. My question is regarding a way...
Robert De Niro's recent successes and upcoming projects. Robert De Niro is an acting icon whose career spans more than 5 decades and continues to dazzle audiences with his recent performances in a diverse range of films and TV shows. From crime dramas to biopics and psychological thrillers, De Niro's recent roles showcase his versatility, depth, and enduring talent. In American Hustle, directed by David O. Russell, De Niro delivers a memorable cameo performance as Victor Taleggio, a mob boss with ties to the main character's con schemes. Despite limited and uncredited screen time, De Niro imbues Victor with an air of menace and authority, adding layers to the film's intricate plot. Hands of Stone in 2016 sees De Niro take on the role of legendary boxing trainer Ray Arcel in a biographical sports drama directed by Jonathan Jakubowicz. De Niro brings gravitas and wisdom to the role, portraying a mentor figure who plays a pivotal role in the life of boxer Roberto Duran. His performance adds depth to the film's exploration of friendship, redemption, and the highs and lows of the boxing world. In the TV miniseries The Wizard of Lies in 2017, De Niro delivers a tour-de-force performance as Bernie Madoff, the infamous financier behind one of the largest Ponzi schemes in history. Directed by Barry Levinson and based on the book by Diana B. Enriquez, the series explores Madoff's rise and fall, as well as the devastating impact of his crimes on his family and investors. De Niro's portrayal captures Madoff's charisma, cunning, and eventual downfall with chilling authenticity, earning him critical acclaim and several award nominations. Joker in 2019, directed by Todd Phillips, sees De Niro in a supporting role as Murray Franklin, a late-night talk show host who becomes entangled in the chaotic world of the film's titular character, played by Joaquin Phoenix. De Niro's performance adds a layer of meta-commentary to the film, as his character's interactions with Phoenix's Joker mirror the actor's own iconic roles in films like Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy. His presence adds gravitas to the film's exploration of societal alienation, mental illness, and the nature of celebrity. The Irishman in 2019, directed by Scorsese, sees De Niro reunite with his longtime collaborator in a sprawling epic that spans decades of organized crime in America. As Frank Sheeran, a mob hitman with ties to the Buffalino crime family, De Niro delivers a career-defining performance that showcases his range and depth as an actor. His portrayal captures Sheeran's journey from loyal soldier to conflicted figure haunted by his past, adding emotional weight to the film's exploration of loyalty, betrayal, and the passage of time. Killers of the Flower Moon in 2023, directed by Scorsese, is a crime drama based on the true story of the Osage Nation murders in the 1920s. De Niro stars alongside Leonardo DiCaprio as William Hale, one of the men responsible for this horrific genocide. He won praise for his role, and the film showed that even in his late 70s, he's one of the best actors around. Amsterdam is an upcoming crime drama directed by David O. Russell, in which De Niro is set to star alongside Margot Robbie and Christian Bale. Plot details are scarce, but it's one of De Niro's most anticipated films. There are currently 6 more upcoming projects which are set to star De Niro, including films and TV shows. In each of these recent projects, De Niro continues to push the boundaries of his craft, delivering compelling performances that captivate audiences and critics alike.
And once you really get into acting, the idea of being a movie star, being famous, that's not real.
Robert De Niro's personal life has been marked by several marriages and relationships, each contributing to his life story. His latest marriage, to Grace Hightower, ended in 2018, and he subsequently found love again with businesswoman Tiffany Chen. De Niro and Chen's relationship has been relatively private, but their bond became public when they welcomed their daughter, Helen Grace De Niro, in 2011 via surrogacy. This joyous event brought a new chapter to De Niro's life as he embraced fatherhood once again at age 68. Despite the couple's significant age difference, they found common ground in their shared love for their daughter. De Niro also became a father again in his late 70s, this time to a daughter named Gia, born in 2023. The news of De Niro becoming a father at such an advanced age surprised many, but also showcased his commitment to fatherhood and family life. Despite his busy career and the challenges that come with raising children later in life, De Niro embraced his role as a father with enthusiasm and dedication. Becoming a father into his 80s undoubtedly brought new joys and challenges for De Niro. He found himself navigating the responsibilities of parenthood while balancing the demands of his career and public life. But his love for his children and commitment to providing them with a stable and nurturing environment remained unwavering. De Niro's late-life fatherhood is a testament to the enduring nature of love and the possibilities that come with each new chapter of life. Despite the complexities of age and circumstance, he's embraced the role of fatherhood with grace and humility, cherishing the precious moments spent with his daughters. Throughout his personal journey, De Niro's relationships and experiences have shaped him into the man he is today. His latest marriage to Tiffany Chen and the birth of his daughters have brought renewed joy and purpose to his life, further enriching his legacy both on and off screen. As he continues to navigate the joys and challenges of fatherhood, Robert De Niro remains a beloved figure in the hearts of his fans, admired not only for his extraordinary talent, but also for his devotion to his family and the values that define him as a man. Robert De Niro is now 80. How he lives is just sad. The tragic loss of Robert De Niro's grandson, Leandro, to a drug overdose in 2020 cast a shadow over the actor's life, leaving a huge pain in his heart and soul. Despite the profound grief he experienced, De Niro has chosen to keep this deeply personal tragedy out of the public eye, opting not to discuss it in interviews or public appearances. The pain of Leandro's untimely death haunts De Niro constantly, a heavy burden he carries with him even as he continues to immerse himself in his work. Despite his professional achievements and the praise he receives for his recent performances, the loss of his grandson looms large, serving as a constant reminder of life's fragility and the devastating toll of addiction. For De Niro, the decision to keep Leandro's death private reflects his desire to protect his family and honor his grandson's memory in a dignified manner. While he has always been a fiercely private person, the loss of Leandro has only reinforced his need for solitude and introspection. In the midst of his grief, De Niro finds solace in his work, throwing himself into roles with even greater intensity and focus. Acting becomes a form of therapy, a way for him to channel his emotions and find moments of catharsis amidst the pain. Yet even as he loses himself in his characters, the specter of Leandro's absence remains ever present, a silent ache that never truly fades. Despite the outward appearance of strength and resilience, De Niro grapples with profound sadness and longing in the wake of Leandro's death. The loss of a loved one, particularly one so young and full of promise, leaves a void that cannot easily be filled. While he continues to receive accolades and recognition for his work, the joy he once found in his achievements is tempered by the knowledge that Leandro will never be there to share in his success. In the aftermath of Leandro's passing, De Niro finds himself grappling with complex emotions, from anger and disbelief to profound sadness and regret. He wonders what could have been done differently, what signs may have been missed, and what dreams will never be realized. Yet, amidst the darkness, he clings to the memories of his grandson, cherishing the moments they shared and finding comfort in the love they shared as well. Despite the pain he carries, De Niro remains committed to honoring Leandro's memory and advocating for greater awareness and understanding of addiction. He understands the importance of destigmatizing mental health issues and providing support and resources to those in need. Through his work and his advocacy, he hopes to prevent others from experiencing the same heartache and loss that he has endured. In the end, De Niro's sadness regarding the premature death of his grandson is a deeply personal and private matter, one that he chooses to navigate with grace and dignity. While the pain of his loss may never fully fade, he finds solace in the love of his family, the support of his friends, and the healing power of his art. And though he may not speak of Leandro often, his grandson's spirit lives on in his heart, a source of strength and inspiration that guides him through even his darkest of days. In 2003, Robert De Niro was honored with the prestigious Lifetime Achievement Award from the American Film Institute, a recognition of his unparalleled contributions to the world of cinema. This esteemed accolade celebrated De Niro's remarkable career spanning decades, during which he had left an indelible mark on the film industry with his exceptional talent and versatility. Over the past 20 years since receiving this esteemed award, De Niro has continued to defy expectations, remaining as active and prolific as ever in his acting career. Despite reaching the pinnacle of success with such prestigious recognition, he's shown no signs of slowing down, continuing to take on challenging roles and delivering captivating performances that showcase his enduring brilliance. De Niro's commitment to his craft and unwavering dedication to excellence have solidified his status as one of the world's greatest actors. Whether he's portraying complex characters in gripping dramas, providing comic relief in comedies, or delving into the depths of human psyche in psychological thrillers, De Niro's talent shines through, captivating audiences and critics alike. As he continues to grace the screen with his presence, Robert De Niro will always be remembered not only for his extraordinary talent, but also for his lasting impact on the world of cinema. Now let's hear from you. Are you a fan of Robert De Niro? Did you know about the tragic incident in his life and how this sadness lingers over him? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below.